Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into Dr. Joe Dispenza's groundbreaking concepts on how you can biologically upgrade your own mind and energy state. If you're a beginner who feels stuck in a loop of old habits and you want to fundamentally change how your brain and body operate, you are in exactly the right place. We aren't looking at abstract philosophy today, we're breaking down the hard, actionable science of your own internal energy. Let's get right into it.
So think about it. We usually think of ourselves as purely physical beings, right? Just meat, bone, and biology commuting to work and paying bills in a very dense material world. But for a beginner trying to break old habits, that strictly physical focus is actually a massive trap. To truly change our minds, we've got to flip the script completely. We have to first accept that we are fundamentally made of energy, and these physical bodies are really just the outer shell of a much larger, much more powerful operating system.
And our true starting point begins just beyond our skin. We exist as a dynamic, invisible field of energy that is constantly interacting with the quantum world around us. You don't just end at your fingertips. Every second of every day, you are broadcasting and receiving invisible information through this luminous, energetic boundary, whether you realize it or not. Recognizing this boundary as a living extension of who you are, that's the very first step in taking control of your own biology.
Step 1. Mastering the language of your brainwaves. Okay, let's dive into this journey by starting right inside the physical brain. Think of your brain as a highly advanced technological receiver and translator. It constantly communicates its internal state to the rest of your body and the world through distinct electrical patterns, which we know as brainwaves.
Now, for anyone just starting out, this is usually the most vital hurdle. Most of us live our daily lives trapped in the high-stress, fast-paced beta waves of survival mode. Think about the feeling of being stuck in traffic while late for a really important meeting. We're constantly scanning for danger and stressing about time. But to genuinely change our reality, we have to shift into creation mode. This state is characterized by slower, relaxed alpha and theta waves, and it is the absolute sweet spot. It's where your mind finally stops fighting and becomes pliable, receptive, and truly open to new potentials.
What's wild here is how you can literally see this shift. These brainwaves actually change their physical shape and frequency depending entirely on our emotional state. It's a literal, scientific measurement of your inner reality. When you feel frustration, anger, or fear, those electrical waves become jagged, erratic, and utterly chaotic. It's basically biological static. But the very moment you shift into feelings of gratitude, compassion, or peace, those exact same waves transform. They become remarkably smooth, flowing, and beautifully organized. You are literally changing the electrical hum of your own brain.
When beginners start utilizing tools like meditation, an incredible transition occurs. The brain shifts from a scattered, erratic survival pattern into a completely synchronized, coherent state. Think of it like a light bulb versus a laser. A regular light bulb scatters energy everywhere, right? It illuminates very little with intensity. But a laser focuses all that energy perfectly into one unified beam. When your entire brain fires in this coherent, laser-like way, your thoughts gain incredible power and the sharp focus required to actually shape your reality.
Step 2. Mapping your body's energy centers. Because changing your mind isn't just some mental exercise isolated inside your skull. It requires traveling down into the body's invisible anatomy to consciously tune what are known as your physical energy centers. Think of these as actual mini-brains located throughout your body.
And there is a fascinating, highly logical progression to these vital energy centers. We start down at the base of the spine with our most primal, basic survival drives. As we move upward, we pass through the gut center of willpower and drive. Then, we move up into the elevated emotions of love and compassion in the heart, up through our ability to express truth in our throat, into our capacity to see new visions in the brain, and finally, we reach out to connect with the boundless, invisible field of energy sitting right above our heads.
I love how this beautifully grounds the entire concept. These invisible centers reside within a very specific physical framework in your body. For a beginner, it is absolutely crucial to realize these aren't just abstract, mystical ideas reserved for monks meditating on a mountain. They are mapped right onto your own anatomy, sitting directly on top of major nerve plexuses, interacting with your physical biology every single second of the day.
The most crucial takeaway here is that each one of these energy centers correlates to a specific biological gland or system. Your lowest centers relate directly to digestion and reproduction, while your heart center governs your thymus and your entire immune system. This undeniably proves that our energetic alignment directly dictates our physical health. Your mind and your body are completely linked. When your energy is out of whack, your physical health ultimately follows. Conversely, healing your energy literally heals your biology. And hey, it's definitely not a one-way street. There's a constant, dynamic loop of energy and information flowing from your brain, cascading down into these lower centers, and then traveling right back up again. This is where beginners truly gain their power. If you purposefully change the energetic signal in your brain through intention and meditation, you literally send a brand new biological directive down into your physical body, instructing yourselves to operate in a completely new way.
Step 3. Tuning your biological radio frequency. To truly upgrade this internal system and make these physical changes permanent, we have to understand how to purposefully change the channel on our biological radio. And that brings us to the fascinating, foundational science of frequency.
If there is one golden rule for starting this journey, it's this. If you want to change your mind, you must change your frequency. You literally have to alter how fast your cellular energy vibrates. Heavy, survival-based emotions like guilt, shame, or fear, those vibrate incredibly slowly. But when you actively choose to cultivate higher emotional frequencies like joy, inspiration, or profound gratitude, your energetic state becomes incredibly elevated, fast, and remarkably powerful.
At its core, frequency is just energy rising and falling in continuous, measurable cycles, with peaks and valleys over a period of time. What's totally amazing is that every single thought you have and every single emotion you feel can be plotted as one of these waves. You aren't just solid matter, you are quite literally a walking, breathing symphony of these vibrating waveforms, constantly humming at whatever emotional frequency you've chosen to dwell in.
Here's a core principle of physics applied right to your own body. As a wavelength decreases and the waves pack tightly together, the frequency skyrockets. This means we elevate from dense, slow-moving physical matter into highly coherent, fast-moving energy. Think of it like a block of solid ice heating up to become flowing water and then eventually turning into invisible, high-energy steam. By elevating your emotions out of survival, you literally become less dense matter and more pure energy.
Step 4. Expanding into the quantum field. When you put all this together, when you successfully slow down your stressed-out brainwaves and raise the frequency of your body's energy centers, something absolutely incredible, almost magical, happens to the physical space directly around you.
In survival mode, our energy literally shrinks inward. We create a tiny, contracted, fearful field just to protect ourselves from the perceived threats of the outside world. But when a beginner successfully aligns into creation mode, everything completely flips. Our electromagnetic field actually expands outward in all directions, actively projecting our newly upgraded frequency into the world around us rather than hiding from it. You stop absorbing the environment and you start influencing it. And this right here is the ultimate goal of changing your mind. It's a vastly expanded state that creates what's called a toroidal field, a massive, beautiful, self-sustaining bubble of electromagnetic energy surrounding your entire body. When you operate from this expanded field, you finally step completely out of everyday survival. You stop being a victim of circumstance, and you plug directly into the limitless creative potential of the quantum world. You become a literal magnet for new experiences. This invisible biological upgrade empowers anyone, regardless of where they are starting or how stuck they might feel, to fundamentally change their physical and mental reality simply by mastering their internal state. You don't have to wait for your outside world to change so you can finally feel better. You change how you feel inside first. You elevate your frequency first, and your outside world has absolutely no choice but to follow.
So, knowing that your thoughts and your feelings are literally broadcasting a powerful electromagnetic signature right at this very moment, what frequency are you going to choose to tune into today? Will you stay contracted in the stress of survival, or will you elevate your energy and boldly step into creation? The choice is entirely yours. Keep exploring, keep expanding your mind, and thank you so much for joining me on this explainer.